My name is Jeff, I'm a college teacher, and welcome to my videos on self-improvement. Today I'll present 3 ways of increasing your kids' intelligence. This presentation is based on the bestseller, Brain Rules for Baby, How to Raise a Smart and Happy Child from 0 to 5 by John Medina. As Dr. Medina points out, nature controls about 50% of our intellectual horsepower, and environment determines the rest. In a previous video, I showed 4 innate attributes of intelligence, and today I'll give you 3 brain boosters you can use to optimize those attributes. First of all, what is intelligence? Brain scientists essentially describe it as your ability to record information and adapt this new information to unique situations. Of course, these 2 components are fundamentally linked to your evolutionary need to survive. And from that perspective, parents need to understand that the child's brain is not interested in learning, but in surviving. Every ability in our intellectual toolkit was engineered to escape extinction, and learning first exists to fulfill that goal. This means the 3 brain boosters will only work if safety needs are met in the first place. So, once your kids feel completely safe, here are 3 great fertilizers for their brain. 1. Talk to him or her. 2. Encourage open-ended play. And 3. Praise effort instead of accomplishment. 1. Talk to your kid. Speak to your children as often as you can. The connection between words and smart is indisputable. It is one of the most well-established findings in all the developmental literature. In one study, investigators visited 40 families every month for 3 years and analyzed every aspect of verbal communication between parents and children. At the end, they gave IQ tests and followed up years later. 2 very clear findings emerged. 1. The variety and number of words matter. 2. Talking increases IQ. Children whose parents talked positively, richly, and regularly to them knew twice as many words and performed a lot better at school than those whose parents talked to them the least. But be careful here. It takes a real-life person to benefit your baby's brain, not a TV or DVD player. Also, watch out for overstimulation, which can be as harmful as understimulation. So it's important to watch your baby for signs of fatigue. But the bottom line is clear. A whole lot of talking is like fertilizer for neurons. 2. Encourage imaginative, open-ended play. Dr. Medina says that open-ended activities are as important to a child's neural growth as protein. Not open-ended purchase of electronic educational toys or lessons followed by hours of militant drilling. This means the box the flashcards come in is probably more beneficial to a toddler's brain than the flashcards themselves. According to studies, the benefits are stunning. Compared to controls, kids allowed a specific type of open-ended playtime were more creative, more socially skilled, less stressed, better at language, better at memory, and better at problem solving. According to Medina, the data are so clear that you could use them to design your family playroom. The ability of kids under 5 to engage in imaginative activities is a better gauge of academic success than any other activity. But be careful here. Not just any type of play will bring about those great cognitive benefits. The play needs to involve impulse control and self-regulation, those executive function behaviors we talked about in a previous video. Far from the carefree activity it may seem, imaginative play involves the most tightly restrictive behaviors children experience. When a child plays a role and pretends to be a chef, for example, he has to follow the rules, expectations, and limitations of that role, and so do his friends. They often have to push and argue until they agree on what those roles are. And that's how self-control develops. So, we can see that emotional regulation predicts better cognitive performance. This is big. It means intellectual horsepower is directly linked to emotional processing. 3. Praise effort, not IQ. As any experienced parent knows, a child with naturally high intelligence is not guaranteed to succeed well in school. What separates high performers from low performers is usually not their innate IQ level. It is, the most recent findings suggest, a much more boring but controllable factor. All other things being equal, it is effort and deliberate practice. From a psychological perspective, effort is in part the willingness to focus your attention and then sustain that focus. So, effort involves impulse control and a persistent ability to delay gratification. Those executive function behaviors again. How can you get that kind of effort from your child? Surprisingly, it's how you praise her. Because what you praise defines what your child perceives success to be. Here's where parents make a common mistake. One that creates the saddest sight for a teacher, a bright child who hates learning. So, instead of saying, "You're so good," say, "You worked hard." Kids praised for effort complete 50 to 60% more hard math problems than kids praised for intelligence. Part of the reason for this is that they see mistakes as a result of a lack of effort, not a lack of ability. In other words, they see mistakes as opportunities for improvement rather than failures. Maybe effort simply allows children to better mobilize whatever intelligence they were born with. Either way, you want effort as the third nutrient in your fertilizer. There you have it. 3 great ways to boost your kid's intelligence. 1. Talk to him or her. 2. Encourage open-ended play. And 3. Praise his or her effort. Thank you for watching this presentation, and see you soon.